Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with a review of a comedy horror splatter film from 1997 from German director Olaf Ittenbach. He is the director of Black Past, probably one of my favorite shot-on-video, low-budget splatter films. He's also the director of The Burning Moon, which is also a really good shot-on-video, low-budget horror film. And tonight is probably his most famous movie, Premutos, The Fallen Angel. This movie has to do with the first angel to fall to hell, and that isn't, apparently this angel fell to hell before Satan did, before Lucifer did. And he wants to rule the world with an army of zombies. Now this movie is often hailed as the goriest movie ever made. Excuse me. It's often called the goriest movie ever made, and a lot of people consider it to be on par with something like Brain Dead or Dead Alive. Now, if this thing is on par with Dead Alive, that would genuinely shock me, because this movie was made on a way, way lower budget. All I can hope for is that it is at least as good as The Burning Moon was. But the only way I'm going to find out if it's as good as The Burning Moon is if I shut up and I go ahead and watch the movie. So without further ado, let's just watch the movie. Okay, so the movie opens up with a narration about how Premutos fell from heaven and he returned to Earth as a human being. Right when he returns to Earth in medieval times, he is immediately killed after being reformed from the flesh of his followers. So, yeah. And, you know, the movie already started. We're only like a minute in at this point, and there's already been a few decapitations and like body horror elements to it and stuff. It's just awesome. So then we skip ahead to the 1940s, where this guy is digging up Premutos' grave, and the villagers, and apparently there are villagers in like the 1940s in Europe, like villagers from like fucking Frankenstein, or whatever. But they go to this guy's house and they find corpses in his basement. And the corpses come to life, eat some of the villagers. Basically. Okay. So, a few things you should know ahead of time before going into this movie. Excuse me. The acting, writing, and characters in this film are absolutely worthless and dreadful. So if you are here for some kind of deep, meaningful, wonderfully written character study, you are going to be sorely, sorely mistaken and disappointed. The gore effects are where this film really stands tall and shines. It has been quite a while since I've seen gore effects this good and this just awesome and brutal on such a low budget. I don't know the budget for this film. I'm going to assume it was maybe in the 10,000s, somewhere in that area. So there's that. The makeup effects in this movie are fantastic as well. The camera work is about average. Same with the lighting, as I really expected. The sound mix is also decent, and the music is pretty decent as well. There's not a ton of music here, although I feel like if there would have been a soundtrack for this film, like if I were to make the soundtrack for this film, I think I would make it out of Rammstein, because I feel like Rammstein, them being, you know, German metal band, would go perfect with this really low budget, ultra violent German splatter flick. So, I will say this though, the pacing in this movie absolutely sucks. It does. The movie drags quite a bit towards the middle and end parts of the movie, although there's a really awesome gore fest at the end of the movie, which does kind of make up for it. There are some gore scenes, like in flashback scenes, in between the scenes that start to drag to keep things a little interesting, so there's that. The acting in this movie is at times pretty laughable, and there are some legitimate, like, legitimately funny scenes that I'm sure were actually meant to be funny. So there's that. The dialogue in this movie is absolutely horrible, but somehow it's strangely lovable and fun, and just it's kind of like the dialogue in Things, except it's not as weird. So the acting, okay, I already touched on the acting. The film does make an effort to make homages to classic zombie splatter films, stuff like Night of the Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and Evil Dead. Hell, there's even a reference to RoboCop in here. I don't know if that one was completely intentional, but after seeing the scene, I was like, that reminds me of RoboCop, because it's really similar to a key scene in RoboCop. I must mention, there's over a 30-minute long climax at the end of this movie, made completely up of decapitation, zombies, melting corpses, and head explosions. On the gore meter from 1 to 10, 1 being something like Nosferatu and 10 being something like Brain Dead, Premutos, the Fallen Angel, is an 8. A solid 8. It's been a while since I've given a film this high of a rating, but this movie has a lot of blood splatter, a lot of guttings, severed heads, severed limbs, creative kills, body horror elements, and just people blowing up in general. I mean, the kill count in this movie goes up to 139 kills. How do I know that? Well, the thing is, I didn't count it, actually. The thing is, at the end of the movie, they give you a counter, a body counter. And at the end of the movie, it says 139 kills. So there are 139 deaths in this movie. I mean, I don't think that's a record or anything, but that's pretty high. And I'm pretty sure that's more than the ending of Brain Dead. Although this film isn't as gory as Brain Dead, I'll say that. I'm pretty sure there were less people in the house at the ending of Brain Dead, although I could be mistaken. And I'm not 100% sure that 139 is the exact number, so, I mean, don't get all uppity or anything about it. I don't know 100% if that's the number. That's the number they gave us, so I'm just gonna go with that. I really like this movie, honestly. Although it's kind of slow and it's cheesy as hell, it's still really gory, and the effects are just amazing. If you're looking for a good, really violent cheese fest, I'd say watch Premutos. I don't think you'll be too disappointed in it. I definitely say I liked it as much as I did Black Past, or at least I liked it as much as I did The Burning Moon, so there's always that. 4 out of 5 stars. I could definitely recommend this to someone looking for a good, like, low-budget shot-on-video splatter flick. Yeah. So anyway, guys, if you liked the video, like my channel, be sure to like this video, favorite it, whatever you want, and maybe subscribe perhaps. I would really, really appreciate that. And check the links in the description below. There are links to things like my Tumblr, Twitter, all that, Facebook. All that is in the description below.
Hey there, kids. Do you want to get cool stuff in the mail like this? Or this? Or even this? Well, then subscribe to Horror Block today.
Have you ever wanted to do cool cosplays like this? Or even this? Well, now you can. Subscribe to Moonchild Cosplay on YouTube, and you can see all her tutorials on how to do cool stuff like this.
Do you want to get cool horror and exploitation film t-shirts like this? Or this? Or this? Well, then go to RottenCotton.com to check out all of their premium t-shirts.